This brainstorming exercise that we're about to do is going to save you literally hours from your brainstorming, from the writing of your book, from the outlining of your book. It's going to save you so much time and effort. It is going to streamline extracting the information that you want to share with your audience out of you in a non-linear way, in a way that allows you to access the right and left hemispheres of your brain in a very creative and fluid and a cohesive way. And you'll see exactly what I mean once we start diving into it. Now, this technique is called mind mapping. It is so powerful. I use it pretty much anytime I'm doing something really big. I want to communicate a lot of information in a very cohesive and easy to understand way. I always start with mind mapping. What does that mean? That means online courses. Anytime I'm creating a new course, you bet your ass, I am mind mapping. Anytime I write a new book, yep, I am mind mapping, because the mind map allows me to access everything, whatever it is that I want to communicate. And it allows me to find all of the connections between the different pieces that I'm trying to share in this book or in this course or in this talk even, right? And then it allows me to kind of like know how to structure it and how to build the vehicle that is going to bring that information to my listener, to my reader, to my students. So it's extremely, extremely powerful. Now you can start your mind map kind of broad, really big, and do a mind map on the broad stuff before you get specific. What do I mean by that? Let's say we're talking about books. So let's say you want to write a book and there's a lot of different topics floating around in your brain, but you don't know specifically what book it is that you want to write. I would start with a mind map of all of the different topics that you want to cover. And so let's just do that, right? Eventually, you'll get to a place where you know exactly specifically what it is, which book it is you want to write. And then you take that specific topic and you bring it and do a mind map for that specifically. But we're at a place right now, assuming that we have a lot of different ideas in our heads. We don't know specifically which book we want to write or which course we want to teach, right? So we're gonna start with a mind map that is really, really broad. So in the center of the mind map, we're going to put that central idea. I highly recommend putting that idea in a visual form. So draw it out. For example, right now, we're going to brainstorm a book. What book is it that you want to write? I would literally draw a book in the middle, right? So this is my book, right? The spine, there's pages, and then on it I can say my book, right? And even bestseller. You know, like one of those bestseller stickers that's on the cover of my book, and you can put your name down here too, right? So make it a drawing that you really care about, that represents what it is that you're brainstorming around. Now, why a drawing? Why didn't I just put my book, circle it, and start my mind map? This is why. It's actually a very powerful reason for it. When you draw, you're creating literally a drawing with your hand, right? You are activating the right hemisphere the creative part of your brain, the part of your brain that actually thinks non-linearly. And this, by the way, explanation I'm giving is also why a mind map is so powerful. Because as you'll see, we're going to create a drawing here. And I'm doing it on a whiteboard, but you can do it on a piece of paper. And all of my mind maps are on pieces of paper. So we start with a drawing because it activates the right hemisphere of our brains. And it's that creative part of the brain. Now, I'm assigning a meaning to that drawing, which is also, by the way, the same thing that I do when I write by hand. Is I'm creating squiggles with my hand, and then simultaneously I'm assigning a meaning to that squiggle, which turns it from a squiggle, from a drawing, into a word. What that does is that's activating, that function is happening from the left hemisphere of my brain. So now I'm drawing, and then I'm assigning meaning to it. Right and left combine, connect to each other. So now in this way, I have literally activated the right and left hemispheres of my brain. The other thing I've done is my brain does not know the difference between an idea, something I'm imagining in the future, or a memory, or something that's happening right now. So by creating the drawing of a book, I've created a representation of my physical book. So I have actually made the idea of me having my book and then it becoming a bestseller, because I put bestseller on the cover of that. I've made that a possibility, and I've made that possibility real. So now when I look at that, I can connect to the emotion of, I have a best-selling book, right? What is my book about? We don't know it yet, right? We're going to discover that through the mind map. But the idea that I have created right now is the idea that I have this physical book. I can see it because I drew it, right? I have this physical book, a representation of it, and it is a bestseller, and it has my book cover on it, and it has my name on it. So all of that is on a non-physical level, very, very powerful, because every single one of those steps that we just did in this simple thing that this simple drawing that we created, we have now literally collapsed time and space, and we have made this book, my best-selling book, a possibility in my future. So now let's see what my book is about. Now let's brainstorm a little bit all of the different topics that I can speak on. The mind map works like this. Anytime you have an idea or a topic of something, right, you create a line from your central idea. So I create a line, and I can speak on book writing, right? And then I can, now from there, you'll notice something really powerful is that when you write something out, your brain starts to give you all of the related topics to that. So I have a no block process that I use, right? And then I have, that goes into phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, right? And I can talk about publishing, marketing. You get the idea. So now that's like that can go into its own full branch, right? So that, and you notice what I'm doing. I'm literally writing on the line that I'm creating, right? So each line represents an idea. And then from that line, the other lines are born, right? So the process is split into the 4 phases. And then book writing, storytelling can be its own thing. And then I have all of these different storytelling techniques that can split off from that. Now, in addition to that, I might be like, okay, well, I want to talk about speaking, right? speaking, TEDx. I can write about how to become a TEDx speaker, motivational speaker, right? Keynote speaker, and speech writing, right? And so you see, it starts to really grow and expand. So all of these are different topics that I can talk about. And then here's the other thing. Spirituality, right? I love writing about spirituality. I can do a book about gratitude. I can write about meditation, manifestation. Okay, so as you do this, your mind map is going to just poof, 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 poof. All of the different areas that you're interested in are going to come out into this. Now, why is that so powerful? This is so powerful because as you're doing your mind map about what book am I going to write, you start noticing that there is some of this stuff you know a lot more about, some of this stuff you might not know a lot about, but you're really interested in. Maybe some of it, you start talking about other people's works, it's maybe very research centered. Some of it is more passion project, like I can put fiction, so all of these are nonfiction, and I can put fiction, and put all of the different outlines, book ideas that I have in there. So it gives you kind of a bird's eye view of what it is that you are really passionate about and you're really interested in. Now, then you take your mind map and you see where you feel most level of interest. And I actually would recommend taking the entire mind map into the phase 1 of the 4-phase writing process, because that phase 1 is the extraction phase, and really start exploring a lot of these topics in that phase 1 documents that we have, right? So if you have any questions about this, drop your questions to me, ask them. I'll be more than happy to answer them. But this is basically one of my favorite ways to start any writing project. And for example, right now I'm writing a book called 18 Things You Do That Keep You Stuck and How to Unstick Them. So that book came right out of a mind map, because I took the idea of, well, there's all these different ways that we get in our own way and keep ourselves stuck. What are all of the different ways? And I started mind mapping, and I realized that, holy shit, there's so much content here. And that went from a online course that I was creating to becoming a book, because there was so much information in that I wanted to share. So you'll see your mind map is going to open up all sorts of really cool, interesting doors for you. Go do it. Come back and ask me any questions, and good luck.